Hello, welcome to White Threads FlossTube number 75. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to do a demonstration of how to use a laying tool, which is one of these. This is a best laying tool, which is known as an American style tekabari. A tekabari is a laying tool used in Japanese embroidery. This is an American style one. So I have these for sale on my website and they are a lovely tool to use. So I'm going to show you how to use a laying tool, but also how to do railroading, which are two techniques that are used to create very beautifully smooth stitches when you're stitching with more than one strand in your needle. So I'll demonstrate that for you. I also wanted to let you know that over the weekend, the little town that we live in, Walker, had our annual agricultural show. So there's lots of cows and sheep and everything like that that are entered into the show. There's horse riding events, there's horticulture events, there's cooking, but there's also needlework. And I, since we've been here, have entered my needlework into the show. My mother's been quite concerned that I might be taking prizes away from other people because I'm putting my things in and swamping them with my stuff. But the reaction that I get from the ladies who I take my entries to each time when I submit in the days before the show, they're very, very grateful to have my entries because it creates a much bigger and larger display. So without my entries, it would be quite small in the needlework section. And so they're very grateful for them. So I just want to assure my mother that I'm not taking things away from other people. I'm contributing to the community feel of the show by putting on a good display. Okay? Right. So anyway, I entered quite a few things into the show. I think I put, I'm not really sure, about 19 things in, and I got a few prizes. So this one was in the cushion section of the handicraft section. This is the square cushion from Frisian Whitework, and I was very, very thrilled that it won a Walker Society Show champion ribbon. So that was very nice. I did win some things for my other things as well, so yeah, it was lovely. My husband also won second prize for his rich fruit cake. He and another local girl, Sam, went in it last year. He won last year, Sam came second. This year, Sam came first, and my husband came second. So maybe they're just going to swap each year. So the Walker show is a lovely country show with a really great feel to it. It was a really enjoyable 2 days. I watched the wood chopping both days and it was great. Saw the dog jump, saw some speed shearing. So for me, being a city girl, seeing these things in the country was a really enjoyable experience. Now, on to my demonstration of how to use a laying tool and how to do railroading. Today I'm going to show you how to use a laying tool to get your stitches sitting perfectly. When you're working with the laying tool, you have it in one hand and you have your needle and thread in the other, which means that it's best to have your hoop attached to a table or on a stand so that you don't have to be holding it, because I don't have three hands and I think you probably don't either. There is another way of doing a similar sort of thing where you can use your hoop handheld, and that's called railroading. And I use it sometimes when I don't want to carry around my hoop on a stand. It doesn't create quite as nice an effect as using a laying tool, but I'll show them both to you because you might find one works really well for you, or you might find both do, and it's good to have options. This laying tool is the best laying tool, that's what it's called, and it says it's an American style tekabari, which is a Japanese laying tool, but it's an American style one. So you take it out of the container, not doing well with this, okay, and what you can see is that it's got a sharpish point, which is actually quite a little bit rounded, and then at this end it has flat sides so that if it's on a table it doesn't just roll off. If it was round the whole way around, it could easily just run off the table, and that wouldn't be quite so good. So the way I use this, now I'm left-handed, so I've got my needle in my left hand and my laying tool in my right hand. If you're right-handed, you'll do it the other way around. I am left-handed though, so that's the way I'm going to stitch this. So if it looks a little bit odd to you, I apologise for that, but it will still show you how to do it. So a laying tool is useful whenever you're doing straight stitches that need to sit flat on the surface of the fabric, such as satin stitch or running stitch or even cross stitch. They're stitches that don't have any curves or bends or knots or anything like that in them. Now this is there's 2 strands of a stranded cotton that I've got here. These have not been stripped, which means that they have come directly from the 6 strands, and I haven't separated them out or anything. When I'm using these, actually what I want to do, you can see that they twist around one another. There's quite a twist. And when I'm going to use these, what I actually want to do is take the 2 strands apart. So what I just say is I grab it by the throat, pull one of the strands and just pull it. And that means that that one can go out straight, and then I put the other one next to it as well, so that this time when I put them together they don't twist around one another anymore, and so you're going to get a better result automatically just by doing that. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my needle to make my first stitch. Now I'm going to do a few stitches first where the thread is deliberately very twisted so that you can see the difference of what it looks like when it's not. So that one's got quite a twist. Just keep doing a few. And what it's going to mean is that the surface of the stitches looks quite uneven and a bit ripply, and it's generally just not what we want. It also means that the coverage isn't as good because the threads don't sit next to each other. They twist around one another. Okay, so there we have a few like that. Now I'm going to change over to using the laying tool and show you the difference that it makes. So the first thing that I need to do is to untwist the thread as much as possible. My stitches are going to continue down here, so what I'm going to do is use the laying tool to hold that thread untwisted flat back against the surface. And then I'm going to insert my needle, and then as I tighten it I'll bring the laying tool forward. And that means that I know that all of that is beautifully untwisted and the threads lay parallel to each other rather than twisting around one another. So again, I insert my needle, I bring it forward so that I know that they remain untwisted. Now, when you first do this, you will find that it slows you down considerably, but I find that the effect is definitely worth it. This is a technique that I've used a lot in my Smøyg book, wherever I had more than one thread used at a time. I've also used it in my Frisian Whitework book for the Whitework Sampler, when I've used the 2 strands of stranded cotton for the coloured bits. Okay, so you can see that that's making a very great difference to how those stitches sit, the coverage that they give, and the surface of the fabric, the stitches just looks much smoother. That looks quite twisted and lumpy. This looks really smooth and it's got lovely coverage. Okay, so that's how you use a laying tool. If you were going to make your stitches in the opposite direction, so let me just start over here. And I'm going to work up this time, I flatten it down that way instead. If you're right-handed, obviously you'll use the tool and the needle in the opposite hand. So that's just the only difference that you make if you're working towards yourself or away from yourself. That's the difference that you do. Okay, so that's the laying tool. Now I'm also going to show you how to use a technique called railroading. And I'm going to start it over here. Now what you do for this one is, if you can only do this when you've got 2 strands. If you've got more than 2 strands, it's not going to work. I'm going to insert, make sure that they are untwisted, which they are, and insert my needle between them at the end of the stitch length. Now as I do this, you can see that those threads, this one here untwists a little bit and this one twists up. Now this is all due to thread twist, and what it means is that generally one of the threads looks a little bit less twisted than the other. Look, it's only really a tiny, small, miniature effect, but sometimes I feel that it does make an effect. So I'm just wanting to point it out in case that it's something you notice too and it bothers you.
So what that's doing is, instead of having to use the laying tool, I'm just using the needle and the thread and placing the needle between the two threads to make them sit beautifully flat. So that's a technique that I use whenever I don't have my hoop on a stand with me and I still want to make my stitches look beautiful. So here we have using the laying tool, here we have not using the laying tool, and here we have railroading.
So I hope that was a helpful demonstration for you. They are two options that you can use when you have more than one thread in your needle. The railroading really only works when you've got 2 strands in your needle. You can use the laying tool for more than 2 strands. So if you've got all 6 that you would get from stranded thread, or if you've got 3 or 4 or whatever, it's not a useful thing to do when you only have 1 strand, because the 1 strand is going to not twist around anything else anyway. So it's not really useful for that. But if you are using more than 1 strand, they are both excellent techniques to use. I prefer using a laying tool if I've got my hoop on a stand with me. If I'm not using a laying tool, I prefer to use railroading, with the proviso that it does mean that often one of the strands is a little less twisted than the other. It's a minor thing, but it can make a difference. So I just wanted to point that out. So thank you so much for joining me again today, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.